Are you looking for the best cheap and budget cameras? In this video we will look at some of the best cheap and budget cameras. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Canon EOS R50. If you prefer to buy new, the Canon EOS R50 is the best overall budget camera we've tested. It may not be the absolute cheapest option, but it offers the best bang for your buck if you're after a modern mirrorless camera with a lot of value. It's not only highly portable, making it a breeze to take on the go, but it also features a high-resolution APS-C sensor that captures excellent image quality. It also features a fully articulated screen and records 4K video with a decent amount of frame rate options, making it a solid choice for vloggers and video shooters. Though its intelligent auto mode takes a lot of the guesswork out of photography for beginners, this camera also uses the same RF lens mount as Canon's latest high-end cameras, so you can eventually upgrade to a more advanced body without buying into a whole new system. If you'd prefer an even more portable camera, check out the Olympus OMD EM10 Mark IV. You'll find plenty of highly compact lenses for the Micro Four Thirds system, and it's one of the few cameras at this price point to feature in-body image stabilization, IBIS. However, its autofocus isn't nearly as reliable as the Canon's, and its ergonomics feel more cramped. Number 2. Canon EOS Rebel SL3/250D. The Canon EOS Rebel SL3/250D is the best budget camera we've tested for those who prefer a more traditional DSLR. It's one of the most portable and lightweight DSLRs Canon has ever produced, and while it isn't as portable as mirrorless offerings like the Canon EOS R50, it's still very easy to take on the go. Aside from their ever lower prices, the biggest advantage of getting a DSLR is the wide range of lens options on offer, not to mention a significantly longer battery life and a lag-free optical viewfinder. While the SL3's autofocus system isn't as effective as the R50's, it's still fairly reliable and does a good job with slower or more static subjects. This is also one of the few DSLRs to offer 4K video capability. Despite some limitations, it works fine for more casual video recording. All that, plus the usual intuitive controls and user interface that Canon is known for, makes this one of the most appealing budget DSLRs on the market. Number 3. Canon EOS Rebel T7/2000D. If you want something even more affordable than the pics above, the Canon EOS Rebel T7/2000D is the best cheap camera we've tested. This DSLR doesn't have as many bells and whistles as the Canon EOS R50, so there's no 4K video capability or flip-out screen, but it has a high-resolution APS-C sensor that can capture great photos. Like the Canon EOS Rebel SL3/250D, it's compatible with any of Canon's EF and EFS lenses, so you'll have plenty to choose from if you ever want to upgrade from the kit lens. While this DSLR has a longer battery life and a more established lens ecosystem than its RF counterparts, its autofocus system is more basic than the AF found on modern mirrorless cameras. Because of that and its very slow burst rate, it isn't the best option for sports or fast-moving subjects. Still, this is the best cheap camera for photography if you want a simple interchangeable lens model that won't break the bank. Number 4. Canon EOS R100. If you're set on mirrorless but on a very tight budget, the Canon EOS R100 is the cheapest mirrorless camera that Canon offers and is essentially the mirrorless equivalent of the Canon EOS Rebel T7 and 2000D above. Because it's newer and mirrorless, it has a more portable design, akin to the Canon EOS R50, as well as a more effective autofocus system. However, unlike the pricier R50, this model doesn't have an articulating touchscreen, and its 4K video features are very limited. Although RF lenses are relatively few and far between, the kit lens will be enough to get you started. Because this model has the same lens mount as Canon's high-end mirrorless cameras, it's also a solid long-term investment since you can eventually upgrade bodies without needing to replace your lenses. Despite its pared-down design, this is a decent entryway into mirrorless cameras for those on the tightest of budgets who don't want to buy used. That said, if you can afford it, we recommend going for the R50 over this model, as it offers significant improvements in areas like autofocus and video at only a slight premium in price. Number 5. Nikon D3500. The Nikon D3500 is the best cheap camera for photography beginners. This budget DSLR stands out because of its unique guide mode, which walks you through the basics of photography so you can learn as you go, making it an ideal choice for those just getting started in photography. It's a very pared-down DSLR, similar to the Canon EOS Rebel T7/2000D. However, it still captures great image quality with an APS-C sensor that punches above its class. Beyond that, it's also relatively small and lightweight for a DSLR. It offers spectacular battery life, too, meaning you can shoot to your heart's content without worrying about spare batteries or portable power banks. Plus, there's a wide array of compatible lenses that you can use to step up your photography as your skills improve. It's worth noting, however, that Nikon has discontinued the D3500, so you'll likely have to seek out a used model.